guys, so it's another unboxing video. I know, I don't know if you know this. I think it's kind of obvious though. These are like some of the first few unboxing videos I've ever done. And I don't know if I'm doing them right, if this is kind of what you want to see. So if there are things that are annoying you about the way I'm doing this, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, like, also let me know if I'm missing stuff, if there's stuff you want to see. I like opening stuff. It's like Christmas, and I feel like when I make these videos, it's almost like watching a kid open their presents on Christmas. It is what it is. So if you're hoping for some like insights or anything like that, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna kind of like spill my excitement about what's in the box all over your screen right now, and that's just what's gonna happen here. So you have been warned. This is Dungeons and Dragons Attack Wing, and my light is super bright. I wanted a bright light so you could see the quality of the minis, but it kind of doesn't show very well on this. I took off the cellophane already, so we could get right into it, but everything's still kind of packed the way it is. Again, this is okay. So, WizKids, we gotta talk. We gotta talk about how this box stops being a box because there's a big hole in it. And like seriously, the models are so big. I'm not gonna get these into like a plano case of any sort. Like, are you kidding me? Okay. So someone in the comments before said, "Hey Terry, use some scissors and take them out." So I'm actually going to use some scissors and take these guys out, so you can actually see them. This is the red dragon. Oh, okay. Let me see here if I can get this thing focused too. It's actually like the paint on these models is actually pretty darn good, and it is certainly superior to the Star Trek Attack Wing models. Like, look at that gradation, like dry brushing and washes, and honestly, if you don't do anything to this model, you'd be pretty darn happy. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these. I do want to paint them. I'm probably gonna put some paint on them, but I'm probably not going to do too terribly much to at least this one. This one's pretty beautiful, this red one here. The model, I guess it looks like this. It's a profile from the top down. And it's, I don't know, the wings don't move. I'm gonna try. I might try some tricks to try to open her up a little bit, but here's the thing. The more I spread these wings, the less likely it's gonna fit in any sort of transportation thing, which is fine. I think this game is really cool. I love Star Trek, and I think that game is a fun game. It's a really transportable game, so it's a game that I can play at my friendly local gaming store. This is the game I feel like I might keep at home. I might display these models, leave them on the shelf, and just have them. I don't know if I'm gonna play this game competitively yet. If you think you might play it competitively, let me know. I feel like, especially with dragons, my daughter loves dragons. This is the game that I'm gonna use to really kind of get her into the strategy a little bit. She understands. Like, we've been working through some of the rules of Star Trek Attack Wing, but she doesn't quite understand how awesome it is about the political intrigue and all the intergalactic politics that I love about Star Trek. It's why I'm actually a poli-sci major. I blame Star Trek. But dragons she gets, and dragons she loves. So I'm a huge proponent whenever I talk about, getting people into games, picking universes that capture their imagination, and undoubtedly, dragons are the thing that my daughter just loves. Let's pull up Goldie here. Oh, by the way, if you couldn't tell, I'm not as deep into the D&D universe as I am the Star Trek universe, but dragons, like dragons. This is a smaller dragon comparatively compared to this red one. Wingspan is substantially different, like substantially different. The body is somewhat comparable, but the wingspan is totally different. And he looks like he could use a wash at least. I might tone them down a little bit. I think metallics are really hard to do in mass production because it's so easy to take this dragon and make him look like Iron Man. And that's kind of what he reminds me of, actually, looking at him now with the red underlay and the heavy silver, or heavy gold on top. I might do something to try to pull out some of the details and tease them out a little more. I might pick out some of these fins here. I mean, you know, if they paint up as nice. I mean, again, these models are substantially better painted than the Star Trek ones. So you don't have to do anything to them. I would say, looking at the quality of them, they're to the same quality as you see in X-Wing models. And that's pretty darn cool. So thumbs up to WizKids for that. But these are so big. They're so huge. And I don't know. I don't know if I'd like save this part here, if I'd bother gluing it into the top and just using this box to transport stuff, at least until I have, you know, too much stuff to carry around. And I'm unboxing this. Okay, so I've seen these dragons before. I'm going to give you a fair thing. I played this at Gen Con. I've seen these dragons before, so I had a good look at them, and I got to see the paint jobs before. And again, quite lovely, right? This one's actually got a matte finish too, which it feels like it would actually hold paint pretty nicely as well. You know, if we're gonna talk about like quality and gradations and stuff, though, like the red one, those red dragon, if they were all painted to this level, I'd totally be blown away. But this one's actually not too bad. You see colors picked out on the face and the head too. Totally awesome. But because I got to play it at Gen Con, again, here's a size comparison. This red dragon is just humongous. Holy crow. It became very evident to me pretty early on that like, even just the size of the box, the size of the other models, this is going to be crazy to see all this stuff. So, finding a transportation option for guys like this, just, it's going to be crazy. And if I do something fun with his wings, and I really do want to, I want to see what I can do with them. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a crazy thing. All right, let's open the false lid and get into here. Okay, we'll start off with the stuff that isn't wrapped up in plastic so heavily. Dice. These ones have the Dragon Evade, which is cool. And Focus. That looks familiar to the guys who play X-Wing there. That's the equivalent of battle stations. And the hits and the crits on the attack dice there. And the eye again. So that's great. We've got the cards. These are the cards for the actual characters in the starter set. I want to show you these cards. First of all, they're printed on that beautiful quality. I like the stock of the Attack Wing cards, and because the images aren't taken from the show, from the TV show proper, the art is beautiful. Look at that, man. Belagos, the red one, he's cost 42 points for that dragon. Holy smokes, they're pricey. And there's like all these abilities. Every ability, like just like in Star Trek Attack Wing, has like a card attached to it. But the abilities are kind of, they're not necessarily as prettied up in terms of art. They're much more simple. Unlike the Attack Wing ones, which have like an actual art piece to go with them. But you know what? Like, for art like that, like seriously, are you kidding me? Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm going to pull out all these cards actually and have a quick peek at them. Prayer of Healing. Red Dragon, I'm assuming that is essentially the generic version of the named dragon, and then Adult Blue Dragon, and go through those cards. Ah, gorgeous. Oh, the art just makes me so happy. Copper Dragon. He's supposed to be copper. He looks really gold to me. Maybe we'll fix that in post, in the coloring, when we paint him up. And oh, just lovely art. But like again, all the abilities are kind of they look kind of standard in terms of the art. So yeah, that's kind of what you can expect in your decks. I think though that might actually help for building because you don't have to look at tiny little things at the bottom of the cards here. You can kind of just have a quick scan at what you have available to you, and the iconography is like totally awesome. Damage cards. Those should look pretty familiar. This is the base for the dragons. This is insane. This is huge. Just so, okay, I'm gonna pull out, I'm gonna assume the pegs are more or less the same size in terms of length, but they're just as a width, like, they're huge, like, and, oh my gosh, okay, so, this is the peg, it's about the same length as the ones from Star Trek Attack Wing. This is the base. Humongous. I'm kind of, that's crazy, and awesome, and I'm really excited. I've played with these bases. It is incredible to do things like, do lateral movements, or I guess the flying rolls in the air, even swooping curves. Your arcs are so big. When you have a 90-degree arc on a base this big, they are so big. You rarely miss. And that's kind of fun. So it's a very different kind of experience. On the bottom here, we've got the range measure tokeny thingy. Range 1, range 2, range 3, range 4. And it's like just the same on the back side. Range 1, range 2, range 3, range 4. Which is kind of cool because you can just flip it over. I think I'm range 1. And just use it that way. And that's kind of cool. I like that. I'm a fan of this design here. That's actually pretty thoughtful. 6 straight. It's actually pretty huge. And the fact that they include it in the set tells me something pretty awesome is happening here. Alright, now let's get into this stuff here. Rule book. The rules, and a quick start guide. Woo! I love these. Okay, so I love quick starts for every tabletop game should have a quick start guide. It's a scenario that you can just jump in at, things that build up on rules, layer rules up, layer sandwich. I am huge into this sort of thing, and that's awesome to have. Rules of play. It is not that different. There is a ground thing going on here where dragons actually have, like, they can be flying or they can be on the ground, and weapons are either on the ground or in the air. And there's all sorts of stuff that happens in this game because there are basically 2 planes of battle. Unlike all other spaceship games, you can do things like land. So that kind of changes the dynamic, obviously, in this game a lot. So that's that. Wow, this feels like it's a little more substantial. I'm assuming because of the landing than the Attack Wing rule set. But, you know, when you factor in the Attack Wing facts and stuff and card rulings, I'm sure that handbook would be pretty substantial, actually, by now. And, yeah, that's the rule book. Oh my gosh. Whoops. Those are just dragons. Okay, don't worry about it. These are effect tokens, turn tokens. The cool thing about this game, when I played it, is that they have effects that, like, they're essentially cooldowns. So an effect will last X number of turns, and you can actually count turns with these kind of tokens. Again, really, these are substantially sized tokens. I like them. I like that. It means you get a kind of a cluttered game board when you play with them, though. So be aware of that. There is the cluttering there. Just so you guys get a sense of size, here is the base for the dragon. Here is the movement dial for the dragon, which is the same size or comparably sized to the attack wing movement dial. So big, it's big. And we've got all the obvious other tokens to go with each dragon. These swooping arcs here. When I played this game and Andrew was talking to me about the differences between attack wing for Star Trek and attack wing for D&D, one of the things he said was these bank turns are much less, they're tighter. They're tighter than the Star Trek turns. So they're not, you can't cross over your templates, first of all. You cannot cross over your templates because they're different. And I think what I'll do is one of these days I'll pull out my attack wing ones and I'll compare them to these ones because these ones are just tighter. Technically, I have a dragon that's just much more skilled and you know, more agile in the air than clearly you know, I don't know, million and some change ton spaceship. So yeah, there's that. And again, more tokens. This is for Galaderos and objective tokens. So that's what's in the box. This box comes out on October 22nd. At least I think that's the date it's supposed to release. I'm just super excited to have this. I think that this is going to be so much fun. Ooh, I didn't look on the back sides. These are cool. I like the numbers. I wonder if there are scenarios that go with this. I'll check that out and let you know. But this is cool. I'm super excited. You can tell I'm super stoked about this game. I'm super stoked to try and play it. I'm looking forward to seeing how it actually plays and how it actually plays with, like, you know, someone who isn't as skilled in mini wargaming. And I don't know if you can hear the sirens in the background. I live in a sketchy neighborhood. And yeah, this is that. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If there's other stuff you want to see me unbox, I have some other stuff from the first wave that I will be unboxing as well. Again, I don't do unboxings. I don't know what you guys want to see, so please let me know in comments what you'd like to see, and I will do it for you. Alright, thanks. Bye.